Right, so I was going to explain what I'm doing at the moment with the design. I was going to make some adjustments to my model, and right, let me try and do this without current model, but the bobbins, the actual coils are these red things, so the actuator coils are these red things, and this bit here is the actuator coil, and I'm going to be making them. I was thinking about making a larger actuator coil. You see, I've got two lots of magnets in these things. I've got these really big magnets that go in the side. If you looked at the previous video, it's a really big magnets, and they're coupled by a piece of steel bar that goes in these slots here, and they couple up with the smaller magnet arrays that are inside here. Actually, it'd be better if I just hide that a minute. Can I hide that one? Yeah. Right, so I've got steel bars that run through this bit, and then the smaller concentric magnets are on the inside in here, and they're coupled to steel magnetic iron steel type, not stainless steel. Don't use that stuff, it won't work. And they're coupled into these slots, and each one of these slots carries a different polarity of magnetism, so they're basically switched in and out by the coil. So these steel rods are actually threaded through the actual bobbin, which I've just hidden, which was there, and so we get an alternating effect. So there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8. Yeah, because some of these I did was 6, but these are 8. And so 4 of these are polarized with say that one, and that one, and that one. So 4 of these are polarized with say south pole when it's one phase, and the other pole is a north pole, which is being basically deflected the other way. So we have north going maybe to the left, south coming to the right, and it alternates, and then it switches over so that north is coming to the right and south is going to the left. So it's basically switching it backwards and forwards through the coil, which is why it's in a balanced state. And then that interfaces with my laminations, the steel laminations, which are in here. Those, I coloured them green, but I should have been blue. Oh damn it! Hang on. I just realised I need to throttle down a minute. Right, shut up, you blooming thing. Right, so okay, so that's. I need to get better cooling on my CPU. That's what I need. I was thinking about at some point when I can afford it, I could get some money to get a water cooled thing on the CPU, because this thing just it's literally cooking with gas really. There's been an occasion when it actually shut down on me because it got too hot. It just went off, and we don't want that happening when I'm live streaming, do we? Anyway, so let me just unhide that. I'll bring that back. The other thing I was thinking about doing as well, because obviously I've shown you that and they're all the same, all of them, but the other thing I'm thinking about doing is making a bigger coil. I'll go over to the other model, because I'm currently working on this other model, and the reason I've got a gap there, for 2 reasons. One reason, you can see all the steel rods that go through these cores, because I've got the little steel rods that go through these little holes, individual welding rod. It's 1.6 millimeters in diameter, and that threads through and interfaces with the top section up there. Hang on, let's just edit group, hide. I'm just going to hide that so you can see a bit better. And that is where you saw when this plastic. This is a piece of plastic which I 3D printed, and that's the thing I had to countersink and ream out a bit, because it sort of sits right in the middle of these laminations, which are on each side, and it overlaps. The steel rods go through these holes, and in the middle, right in the middle of this big hole, there's loads of steel rods that come up, and the intersection, the overlap basically to the cores that run all the way down to the bottom section through there, through the middle, all the way down to this other one, which is exactly the same down here as it is at the top. Right, so what I was thinking about doing is I'll just unhide that other one. So what I'm planning on doing is making this bigger, so I can get more output coils on there. So I've separated it a bit, because I'm planning on putting more output coils on here, but at the same time I want to increase the gain on the actuator coils. So the actuator coils, well, I have to compensate for the fact that I'm going to have bigger output coils, so I need to basically pull and push more magnetism, because at the moment all I'm really doing, I mean, this is why I'm not getting much output. Let me just close that groove so we can see a bit better, but at the moment all I'm actually doing is pulling and pushing the magnetism that's right in the middle of that small concentric, which is diverted through these steel bars that go down these slots. And I was thinking about basically winding another coil around this, that will run around this coil, so it's like a coil on top of a coil, but the other coil would the inside of the other coil would basically be around this rim around here, so that it can actuate on them other steel rods there, and I'd send that extra magnetism from up here through some more rods all the way down to interface with this lamination assembly that's on the other side, and that causes some complications, some problems, because I've got to make it so this part that sits on top of this bobbin here, it's going to have to be a lot bigger, because it's going to have to encompass another coil which is going to be outside the inner coil. And I did consider doing away with the inner coil and just having a larger coil, but I thought that, well, that's probably going to be less efficient, and I want to be able to switch between the two so I can check which is the best. So I thought about making a separate coils for each one, so there'll be one on there, one on there. So I've got to design that. Now the best way to design that is if I edit that, edit component, now if I just, actually if I copy that face, just that surface area, because that way I don't have to measure a lot of stuff up again. I'm kind of taking a shortcut. So let me just get out of this. So and we're just going to paste that face down here. Actually, no, it's nice, it's horizontal as well, makes life a bit easier. So I've copied that face. Oops. Right. So I've got a pattern to work around, you know, for the outer bobbins, you see, because the outer bobbins have to be outside of that face. So this face, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill that hole in the middle. Right, I'm filling that hole up in the middle so that I've got my set. I can find my centre. I'm just having some of my coffee because it's a lot of work. It's going cold, is my coffee. So what I was thinking about doing was making a complete, I've got to group that so I don't go into, I've got to select all of that, make it into a group. I've grouped it now so that I can use that as my reference. So what I've got to do is to make it another bobbin, an external coil. I've got to find my centre. Oh, I've got it. Right, so I've got my centre there. And I'm going to go, oops, hang on a minute. Right, to that edge it's measuring 24 millimeters. So I want to give myself a bit of leeway, obviously. I need a disc that's going to go around there. So I'm going to go up to, actually just a minute, before I do this, before I actually make a new disc, I need to check the diameter of my concentrics. I forgot what they are. I think I've got a concentric hidden somewhere around here. Hang on, let's find it. Somewhere down here. I've got a concentric somewhere around. Oh, I must have lost it. Maybe I deleted it. Alright, so I need to copy the face of my concentric as well. So edit group, edit component. I'm going to copy that face as well. Copy. Paste that down here. I'll get it in the middle. I'll move it in a minute. I'm just going to line it up. Actually, that's not far off. I think it wants to be a bit more. Let's just see if that's. It wants to be a bit more. Oops, I'll just type it. 1.2. I'm going to check that. I'll get my ruler. That's 0.08 gap, that's pretty good. I want a 0.8 gap. That's 0.8 as well. That's 0.9. That's 0.7, so that needs to come this way a bit. So follow that line. Oops, wrong. No, that was about right. Bump to 0.2. I want 0.1. That's 0.8 now, so that's in the middle. 0.8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that face as my bobbin base. I need to fill them holes. Because the outside coil is going to be very shallow. Let's get rid of all this. Autosave is getting in the way. Right, I've got this disc around a disc. I'm using this face as a guide. I still want to keep that middle bit as my centre though, because I'm going to need that in a minute. Right, so centre, I'm going to need a rim. Let's see, that's measures 24.8. I want a wall thickness for the coil to wind on of about a millimetre, so 25, we'll call it 26. $26mm. Now I divide this by 100. Oops, this line. Divide to 100. So I get a nice smooth circle. So I've got the formation of a new bobbin. So what I usually do is I print them in halves, and then I can just stick them together. And I don't have support material then when I print them in halves. I don't have to have support material. So what I need to do now is give myself a thickness, a wall thickness, and I have to decide what thickness to do that. So I'm just gonna go back over here. I think I'm going to go with 1.5mm. Actually I need to pull it down, otherwise it's going to go weird on me. Oops. .5 thickness, and that inside wants to be the inner wall. So I don't know how tall to make that yet. That's where the wire is wound on. So yeah, I've been thinking about this today because it would definitely boost the flux more, but I'm not sure about the resonant frequency or how it would change all that. I'm just gonna undo that. Because I'm gonna stick with what I've been doing. Let's see. Let's just. I must have a small bobbin around here. There's a small one. So if I unhide that, I'll stick with that length, which is 6.8. So I'll do that one the same. I'm going to have a hollow void behind here in a sec. 6.8. Right, oh, I'm going to have to fill that hole. Oh damn it, yeah, there's a big hole. Hang on a minute. Should be able to fill that. I'm just going to hide this middle section a minute. Hide. I'm going to fill this void. I'm going to pull that flush with that. Right. Let's see if I can get rid of this ring. Oh. I've probably done this wrong way around, but just a minute. Let's just check this. I'm doing it the hard way by the looks of it, but never mind. I'm just going to get rid of it. Oh, have I got spikes underneath there now? Uh-oh, yeah, I've got spikes I don't want. Shucks. It's the remnants of when I extruded that thing. I'm just going to clean it up. X-ray off. Oh. Some of this has got two faces on it as well. That's why it's extra white. They're a pain when they do that. When you get two faces on them and you get an error when you're printing it. I've got that thing in the background now. I don't want to erase that by accident. I turned off the generator because I knew it was going to be really noisy, and I didn't want to have a microphone. Near it. Almost there. Right. Oh, I've got a spike I've missed. Let's check this. I'm going to turn the X-ray back up again. Make sure I haven't got any holes that I don't want. Right, that's good. I've got, this is half of the bobbin. Oops. Oh, I've gone inside a wall now. Damn it. It always happens. Right, I'm going to select all of this and make it into a new group. Actually, I'll make it into a component. That way I can change one, it changes the other. Now I've got to copy that, measure the distance between top and the bottom, and it's actually 8.3, and I'm going to copy that. I'm going to type 8.3, and now I'm going to flip that on the z-axis or the blue axis, and now I've got my bobbin, two bobbin halves. Right, I can unhide that other thing. So I want to put these two bobbin halves in a group as well, so if I move one of them, it'll move both of them. I don't want the middle part. I'm just going to group them together so they're in one group. So that's the idea for having an external bobbin, and it'll be the same diameter. The total diameter will be exactly the same as the concentric magnet array, so it will slide straight over the top of that inner coil, and there'll be a gap because it's gonna sit on these steel bars that come out of these slots, right? So I'm going to have steel bars that come out of these slots that like I have in real life. There is little stubs sticking out right now, but the idea is that the reason why I kept this little template in the middle here is because I want to have this ring to actually hold the steel bars in place, so that I can insert the steel bars and they'll be spaced so that they meet up with the ones that are in here. So if I edit that again, I can get rid of the middle bit now, and if I extrude that, excuse me, if I extrude that middle one now so that it's flush with this top bobbin, I have now got a liner that's going to hold the steel bars inside this new bobbin, and it's going to be on the outside of this other coil, which is this red thing. Right, you get it? So because this is part, I need to cut all of this, just a minute. I need to group all this together now, make a new group, because I want to take it outside. I'm going to cut that, I'm going to make sure I've closed out all of this. Yeah, I'll just paste it back in place. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't in another group. I don't think I was anyway, but right. So that's my idea, and that's what I'm planning on making next, is external coil, and it should increase the magnetic field. Is this thing still working, or has it crashed on? No, it's still working. So that is what I'm thinking about doing, to amplify the amount of magnetic field that we actually get. We should boost the amount of output power to these cores and to the output stages. It should make a big difference. The only problem I might have is getting these large rings to wind the coils on, getting these large rings on my coil winder, because I'm not sure if I've got enough room. Let's measure it, hang on. So the distance between there is about 62 millimeters. Oh, I'll have to real life measure my bobbin winder, otherwise I'm going to have to do it on the reel to reel. I'll do it on 62 millimeters. So half of 62, that's what, 31? Oh, so I need to show you what I've got the camera plugged in, so I can't show you what I'm doing right now. So 31, let's see, 31, oops, that's falling off. 31, can I get that? Oh yeah, I think I can just get it in my coil winder, I think. Yeah, it looks like I can still wind that on my manual coil winder. That's a bit of good news, because I don't have to go and print a new coil winder, because I don't want to be doing that if I can help it. So anyway, right, so let's just copy that, and I want to do a little I'm just going to copy that thing, bring it over here. I want to rotate that. I need to use a flat face. I'm going to use that face. I'm going to hold my shift key down. Oops. Hold my shift key down. Click on that thing. Now I'm going to rotate that 90 degrees. Now I need this face. Hold my shift key down. Oh, actually I've got the wrong face, haven't I? Yeah, I want the other face. I want that face. Hold my shift key down. Oops. I want 90 degrees. There we go, 90 degrees. I think that should be parallel to it now. Now I should be able to line that up with the actual device and see how it looks. Whoops. Oh, a minute. Trying to get it positioned right is a bit of a fiddle. Ah! I'll just leave it there a minute. I'm just going to go across the... oops, wrong one. It's coming towards me. Hang on a minute. I want to go to the left. Back a bit. I want to come. Go on that face and. Leave it there a second. You get a rough idea what it's going to look like when it's fitted on there, but I'm still out in the middle yet, so I'm going to have to hide some stuff because it's getting awkward to see what I'm doing. I'm just going to edit this group, edit group, edit group, edit component, hide all of that. Just makes it a lot easier to work on. Right, now I can position this a bit more easily now. Before I make sure the gap's the same all the way around, should be a gap of about, I think, 0.2 or something. I want 0.1. Right, okay, that looks about right. There's a bit of a gap on this side, that's okay. Let's just move that. Oops, too far. I want to be 0.3. That's near enough. Right, so that's, you get an idea that that actually lines up with the other steel but rods that are on the other side. If you look at these holes, the slots line up, so they would go straight through, the rods would go all the way through there. So I would have coupling, I would have magnetic coupling, magnetic coupling on the inside of the small coils, which are the red ones, and I would also have coupling on the outside. Let's colour code these outside ones. Let's colour code them pink. Can't find. That's near enough. Right, then we can, you know what I'm talking about then. Right, so the inside coils are red, the outer coils are pink, or pinkish, and then I would have that on the other side as well. So that the way to do that is to measure the distance between the edge of that, measure the distance between there, and it's 36.8 millimeters. So just close everything out like 36.8. So if I copy that, go on this line and type 36.8, enter, and now I've got two. I've got one on each side, which is what I'm looking at. Now I need to group those two together, make a new group. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them because I want to make them part of the model. Cut, and I'm going to go back into this group, edit group, I need to unhide some stuff as well, so hidden, edit group, edit component, unhide, close that out, close that out. Now paste in place. This is getting more complicated. It's harder to see what's going on with it, but that's why I wanted to video it, so you could see, live stream it, so you could see how this was going to go together with the new outer coils. But I'm probably going to wire them in series, or I could switch between the outer coils and the inner coils, or I could run them all together. Well, anyway, I'm going to measure how I need to get those. I need to duplicate those and run them up to the top as well. Well, actually, I'll tell you what I'll do. I won't. I'm not going to copy them right now and copy them up there because it'll hide what's going on up there. I thought, well, let's just leave that like that for now, because it's easy to see what's going on with the smaller coils like that. I could duplicate them and move them up as well, but yeah, I think I'm just going to leave it like that. Right, let's go to black and white view. Right, so we're in monochrome view, but the reason it's showing red colours and that is it's showing the axis colours. That whatever's red now is the red axis, and whatever's blue is the blue axis, and whatever's green is the green axis. So it's not actually coloured now, it's just showing the axis colours, as you can see with my letters down at the bottom. Right, I'm going to go back to colour view. So that's the next phase of this device, improving it, and another way of doing this, which is what I've been thinking about, is those rods that go through the main concentric. I could push them so they're half in and half out, so that half of the steel rods goes up to the middle part, the other half sticks out and comes and intersects with these slots here. That way I won't have a surplus amount sticking out this end, because that's what would happen, because I think they're actually 25mm long, them little rods, and if I measure this, the concentric is 20mm, so there's basically 2.5mm sticking out each end. These are 16.6mm, so let's see, I need to work that out. So if I had 2 of those steel rods in there, that will be, let's see, that will be 50 millimeters. So 50 millimeters. Let's see, between there and there, what's that? Actually, between that end and that end, it's believe it or not, it's 53 millimeters. That's perfect. So if I had half of those steel rods, I'm going to try and zoom in on that. Oh, it disappeared on me then. Hang on. Oh, damn it, what have we just done? I want to zoom in. What is it? Is it that one? That's the one. Oh, my measurement disappeared on me. Ah! Hang on. Yeah. So it's actually 53.4 millimeters from one end to the other. So by using 2 of them steel rods back to back, it would actually measure out bang on. So I would actually have it would be even better. I wouldn't have to cut anything. Right, so I'll just get rid of this ruler. Happy about that. Yeah, I thought I was going to design this earlier. I was thinking about doing it, and I thought, well, shall I live stream it? And I thought, yeah, well, why not? Because as long as I've got enough clearance for the coil that's on these inner red bobbins, which looks like there's plenty of clearance there, it should work out really well. I better save it before I go and lose it all. It's taking a long time to save it. Right, it's probably because I'm live. Right. So I've got to print these things out now, which shouldn't be difficult. So let's see. Edit group. Edit group. I just want the bottom one of that. Export an STL file. I want 2 of those for the bobbins. I'm going to call it the outer perm coil, outer perimeter coil, because maybe that's a bit long. I'm thinking about the printer, you see, the 3D printer. It doesn't like long file names. I'll just call it the OP coil. And I want that middle bit. And just going to call that the lamine. I'll just call it lam extender. Lam extend. Because it basically is an extension onto that. So. Right, I want to see what those models, if they've got any errors in them. So I'm going to open them with and just check to make sure there's no errors in them. Nope, that's the bobbin half. And basically I'll print two of them, stick them both together with some acetone, which is because it's ABS, you can melt it, but you can't do that with PLA. With PLA you'd have to super glue them. So that's good. Let's check the other part. Yeah, that looks good. There's no errors. Yeah, I think that's the end of the stream. Sorry if you were talking or chatting in the chat group, because I can't see that. I haven't got the chat thing working. I haven't got my browser open because it eats my memory. Go back on the X-ray view. Let's go through the middle. We're in X-ray view right now, so everything looks a bit weird. And you can see little brackets, a hole in there. Right, that's it. I wanted to model it. The reason why I wanted to model it is because I was concerned that that I might have to make changes to these lamination end things. Now, I won't really need to make changes to these. Hang on, edit group, edit component, edit group. I've got groups and groups, and it's a nightmare. Right, this thing. Select all connected. This thing that's highlighted now in blue, I thought I might have to make changes to that, but if I keep this outer coil slim enough, it's not going to interfere with my output coils. If I make this too wide, it's going to interfere with that. It might actually interfere with the countersunk part of this, because this inner bobbin, the small bobbin, has to sit inside that one there to hold it in place. Now, if that's the case, then I will have to make this outer bobbin a little bit thinner, which is what I was thinking about doing anyway, but I'll probably have to do that actually, because the actual coils, inner coils I've actually got on the device at the moment are a lot narrower than the one that's on here, so yeah, I might have to make that thinner, or that, actually I'm just thinking about this, looking at it. It looks like the outer coil is not going to interfere at all. It's this part in the middle where that holds the lamination extensions. It's that part that might interfere with that. So yeah, you can see from the side view it's that part that's going to interfere. So I might end up having to cut that shorter anyway. Right. Yeah, we'll figure. I'll have a think about that. I'll have a think about that, because I might make. Mind you, there's still. We measured about that it was just right length of steel extensions that are going to go through these little holes. The other way around it is to make the inner coils longer. That could be quite easy to do as well, by sticking an extra ferrite ring on in the middle. That would solve that problem by extending the inner core so that it reaches better. That would work, because I can't really make this part wider, because it would start to interfere with the output coils, the green ones, because they're literally sitting right on the edge there, because there's virtually no clearance on there. Yeah, I think I need to go now. I'm just gonna save it again, because I move things around a bit. So I'll go back to that. Would it disappear now? And thanks for watching.